The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Yo, what's the word? What's the word? Welcome back to another episode of The Cheap Truth with your boy Justin J. Will, or whatever you want to call me. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Hope you can hear me real well through your speakers, your headphones, your $200 AirPods, 6x9s with the tweeters, your 415s, your 612s, whatever you may be doing right now, wherever you may be listening to this from. I appreciate you for dropping in, checking in on your boy, man, because you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you decided to be here with me. And so for that, I appreciate it. But hope everybody's having a good week so far. No complaints here. I'm alive, I'm breathing. Had a birthday last week, so didn't really feel like recording anything, but I am back this week. I'm back this week with a new topic. I'm back this week ready to give you that cheap truth thing that I like to give you around this time. So before I hop into that, make sure that you subscribe if you are not subscribed. I don't know what it says in your podcast app. Maybe it says subscribe, follow, whatever. Same thing. Make sure you do that. Also, make sure you leave me a rating if you feel inclined to do so. Give me 5 stars or whatever you feel like I deserve. I would appreciate that. And make sure that you follow. I'm going to remind you at the end of the podcast, but also make sure that you follow all the social media handles in the description, man. So, yeah, I think that's it. So let's hop right into it, man. So what am I talking about today? What the hell am I talking about today? What the hell is J. Will talking about today, man? I want to talk about Kirk Franklin. Yes, that Kirk Franklin. Do you want a revolution? Woo, woo. I said, do you want a revolution? Woo, woo. I said, oh. Y'all remember that song? Hey, Kirk Franklin used to go hard. He used to go hard back in the day. He looked just like Plies, but he go hard. Plies used to go hard too, but Kirk Franklin used to go hard, man. Real talk. So he's been in the news lately. If you haven't heard, maybe you've been hiding under a rock or something. But he's been in the news lately. And the reason for that being that he basically got, I guess, put on blast, for lack of better terms, by his son. And Kirk Franklin basically was going off on his son. And this is how that conversation went.
Up a piece of paper. Okay, if you think I'm bringing this paper, let me say it like this. When your bitch ass starts getting disrespected, you need to get your skinny motherfucking ass back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass. Because I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm old.
What's up?
I will punch your neck, nigga. Don't you ever disrespect me.
I did it. He just hung up the phone. I'll break your neck. Is that a threat?
All right, Kirk Franklin, tell us how you really feel. Tell us how you really feel. Man, it sounded like Kirk Franklin wanted to stump a mud hole in his ass. I was just waiting on Kirk Franklin to be like, yeah, give me a hell yeah, hell yeah. Remember Stone Cold, you say that? But anyway, Kirk Franklin actually came out and apologized. He basically came out and was like, hey, I'm not perfect. Forgive me. I'm sorry for using those words that I used. Something that we're working through. He actually mentioned that in the same call, he tried to get the family therapist on the phone to no avail, and how the son didn't play that part. But he was just asking for forgiveness. And I get it to a certain degree, right? I mean, he has an image to uphold. I mean, this is Kirk Franklin, the Christian artist, the gospel artist. So when you think about Kirk Franklin and you think about what he represents, you don't think that he would do something like that, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the first image. That's not the first thing you think of. You know, you wouldn't think that he would talk that way. Oh, how could Kirk Franklin, this guy who's a Christian and talks about the Bible and all that stuff, wow, he's using that language. He's getting mad at his own son. So I get it. You know, you got to do a little damage control or whatever, but I'm going to just keep it 1,000. I don't believe he had to apologize for nothing. I don't believe he had to apologize for diddly squat. Nothing. Not for you, not for me, not for anybody else. First of all, we don't know what the son said. We don't know what he said to get that response out of Kirk Franklin. He didn't put that up there. He didn't post that. He didn't post the full conversation. It was chopped up. It was edited. And of course he's going to do that, right? He's going to do that because he wants things to go in his favor. He wants to look good. The son wants to look like the victim. And this is what people do, man. You know what I'm saying? They like to throw rocks and hide their hands. And I don't know. Maybe he really is the victim. Maybe he didn't say anything to really get that reaction out of Kirk Franklin. But I mean, if you listen to the audio, Kirk Franklin was like, hey, don't you ever disrespect me. What did he say to disrespect him? You know what I'm saying? And this could have been like a culmination of events, you know? Like the son could have been disrespecting him. The son could have been disrespecting him, calling him out his name, doing all sorts of stuff. You get what I'm saying? And then Kirk Franklin just finally exploded one day. We don't know we don't know the entire backstory behind this. So I'm just wondering what the son said to get this response out of Kirk Franklin. What has he done? Because he's trying to make Kirk Franklin look like the bad guy. He's trying to make him look like the bad guy. Hey, it's all on Kirk Franklin. I'm damaged behind this. He always does this. Whoop de whoop. He's not telling you his role in this. So we got to be careful when drawing conclusions just based on one person's side of the story. Now, another thing, I don't like how the son tried to put his father on blast like that. And he tried to do it because he wanted to assassinate his character. He wanted to assassinate Kirk Franklin's character. He knew that his father had a certain image to uphold, and he knew by recording this and putting this out here that it could damage his reputation. So he did that, and I'm so glad that it didn't work. It did not work. It did not go the way that he thought it was gonna go. Isn't it lovely when somebody tries some shit like that? Excuse my language. When they try something like that, and they try to damage you. It could be a coworker, you know, telling the boss, or just doing something out of spite. It could be a jealous ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, somebody that just don't like you. Isn't it lovely when they try something like this? When they try to damage you, when they try to put you on blast, it don't work. That's lovely, man. It's always nice when people have plans to damage you and it just don't work. When they see you unbothered, when they see you got a lot of support, it hurts them. And I know the son is hurt behind this because he thought it was gonna work, but it didn't work. It didn't work at all. Now, Kirk Franklin has gotten some backlash, I guess, but I feel he's gotten a whole lot of support. He's gotten way more support than backlash. I'm tell you that right now. He got a lot of supporters out here. He got guys like Ricky Smiley coming to his defense. Got guys like Steve Harvey, the Breakfast Club. Like, bro, he has a lot of supporters in this situation, and I'm one of them. Another thing to keep in mind too with this situation is that the son is a grown ass man. This is a grown ass man. This guy is like over 30 grown. We're not talking about a little 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17. This guy is grown. And he's pulling these types of shenanigans. And I don't understand like why you would want to try to expose your father like that. If you guys really have a problem, if you really got a problem with him, hey, keep that behind closed doors. What's that song Kanye West had back on the College Dropout? Family Business. Hey, if you say you ain't did it, then you ain't did it. And if you did, then that's family business. Real talk, man. You know, hey, that's family business. You got to keep that stuff behind closed doors. And what the hell is running to Instagram gonna do? What the hell is that gonna do? See, that's the problem with a lot of y'all. Y'all think y'all can just run to the internet with all y'all problems. Y'all can run to Facebook with all y'all problems, Twitter, and you think that's gonna solve something. That's the age that we live in. Like, everybody thinks that they can just run to social media with their problems, and social media is gonna solve their problems. And this guy here, Kirk Franklin's son, I guess he thought running to social media was gonna solve the problem. But more times than not, man, it makes it worse. So I don't understand why he would want to try to put his family business out there like that. I couldn't imagine putting this out there, or anything for that matter. You know what I'm saying? Anything like that that's gonna cause trouble, that's gonna cause some rift within my family. I couldn't imagine doing anything like that, because it's not for public consumption. It's a family matter. It's a family matter. This is your father at the end of the day. That's your father. You're his son. So I just don't get it, man. I don't understand. Now, I want to touch on a point that somebody else made. And I was watching this YouTube video by some guy, and I forgot his name, but he basically was saying how this type of behavior is just accepted in the black community, and it shouldn't be. With parents talking to their kids any type of way, yelling at them, screaming at them, cursing at them, just all sorts of stuff like that. And how it's accepted and it shouldn't be, which is why he felt like, okay, this is why a lot of black people are getting on board with this, because it's accepted in the black community that, yeah, you want to tell somebody, you want to tell your son that, yeah, I'm gonna break your neck. That's fine, because that's your son, and hey, that's the way I was raised. My mom and dad used to talk to me crazy. So I get what he was saying. Now, it sounded like his conversation or his point was more geared toward smaller kids. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that, and I totally agree that you can't just be talking to people any type of way. And you can't be talking to kids no any type of way. You can't take your frustrations out on them and let it get to a point where you're abusing them, you know, mentally, calling them all sorts of names, and oh yeah, you just gonna be like your bitch ass daddy. Like, I get what he was saying, but in this particular situation, this is a grown ass man. This is a grown ass man right here. Okay, Kirk Franklin is a grown ass man. His son is a grown ass man, and we don't know what the son said. We don't know what he said. He's old enough to say something that's super disrespectful, that warrants a super disrespectful response. So we don't know what he said. We don't know the entire backstory. We don't know how the entire conversation went. All we know is what the son put out. So I get what the guy was saying, but in this instance, I don't think you can really use that, because this is a grown ass man. Of course, you don't say nothing. Of course, you don't tell your 5-year-old that you're going to break their neck. You know what I'm saying? Or call them a bitch or anything like that. You don't do no shit like that. Okay? I get it. But this is a grown ass man, and we don't know what he said to get that response out of Kirk Franklin. And I'm going to tell you something else too, man. As a parent, you got to assert your dominance sometimes. You got to let them know. At the end of the day, you my son. You are the child. I am the parent. And you will respect me. You gonna respect me. I don't care how old you get. At the end of the day, I'm your father, and you my son. You're not finna be talking to me no any type of way. You're not finna be talking to me no any type of way. You're not finna be telling me what you gonna do to me. Because at the end of the day, I brought you in this world. I can take your ass out. I understand Kirk Franklin was asserting his dominance. Now, was he a little overboard? Yeah. And I think Kirk Franklin has admitted that, yeah, it was overboard. I said some things I shouldn't have said. But at the end of the day, he ain't perfect. He's not perfect. Okay? And I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. I'm pretty sure, man, there are things that we have done that we would never want to ever get to the internet. Like, I'm pretty sure there are things that you have said that, oh Lord, if anybody ever knew that I said that, like, my life would be over. Okay? Because we ain't perfect, man. And there's no need to try to be. We ain't gonna never be perfect. I'm with Kirk Franklin on this one, man. I'm with him. And that's the thing. And it's unfortunate that you got some people that look at him like that and they couldn't wait to criticize and, oh man, that's unchristian like, and woot this and all that. Look, man, nobody's perfect. And I'm gonna do a podcast on the black church and how I feel like the black church has just failed black people over the years. I'm gonna do a podcast on it. That's gonna be a good one, but that's another conversation for another day. But yeah, I'm with Kirk Franklin on this, man. I hope that the family gets the support that they need. I hope they are able to work these things out and that they are able to move on and move past this. Hopefully the father and son relationship gets repaired. Hopefully it gets better over time. And yeah, I just hope that they can move past this, man. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Hope you enjoyed. As I said at the beginning of the podcast, man, make sure you give me a rating, whether you want it to be 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, 1 star, whatever you feel I deserve. Go ahead and make sure that you rate me. Also, make sure that you follow all the social media handles in the description, the Facebook page, YouTube page, Instagram page, Twitter page, all that good stuff, man. So let me know what you think. Leave a comment or something. And I will talk to you next time, man. So as always, make sure that you count your blessings and not your problems. I'm out. Peace.